cutting out animal products and you're ingesting, nuts and seeds instead, and your diet is predominantly plant-based, so 90% and above. Ideally plant-based, but I get it. Not everyone is going to go completely plant-based. Not everyone cares about animals. Not everyone cares about the environment. And people like the taste of dead flesh. But the bottom line is, if you limit that dead flesh and those secretions, dairy, cheese, and all that, if you limit those, the studies show that you will be fine. It's just when you get over 10% of your diet, you get into that 20% and above range where you're including a lot of animal products and a lot of dairy and stuff, where the studies after study after study after study after study after study after study reflects that you will shorten your lifespan. You're increasing the all-cause mortality, so it just means you're going to die from more things, and you're increasing your risk of multiple diseases, the most common ones: cancer, heart disease, type 2 diabetes, then obesity, high blood pressure, and all those medications and all the things that come along with not ingesting too much of what is not our species specific diet, which is plants, whole plants. So watch this video on Dr. Furman. He says to cut out oils. Olive oil a little bit here and there is not a big deal. But you don't want to get your fats from olive oil. You want to get your fats from nuts and seeds. And I'm telling you right now, those are the healthiest fats and excellent protein sources, is nuts and seeds, and not animal products. And I don't care if that triggers you, it's the truth. You don't need to eat slaughterhouse flesh to get your fats. And certainly not protein, because all protein originates in plants. Take it away, Joel.
And so many people in the plant-based world are creating controversies where no controversy exists. There's no controversy that a low omega-3 index is dangerous for your future mental health. No controversy there. We know that every study, there's no controversy that thinking nuts and seeds are bad for us and taking all the nuts and seeds out of our diet in some effort to reduce weight or to reverse heart disease is not best, and it's not necessary. And there's no so I'm saying here that there's certain issues here that should be more consistently accepted and not be such a controversial issue. And there's really not much controversy that reducing animal products and having more plant sources is healthier. However, we can't say with 100% assurance that making everybody a vegan as they age is going to be best for them. We don't know that that's the case. It may be the case. I think it's the case. But we can't prove that that's better than, let's say, 5% or 5% of animal products, or a small amount. We don't know that for sure, because some people do better with a little bit of animal products as they age and their ability to protein absorption goes down. Some people do feel stronger, they sleep better, and they feel better, and they function better in their later life with a little bit of animal product mixed in their diet in small amounts. So I'm not saying that it's a completely one-size-fits-all approach, but it's still, we're leaning to suspect that to live longest, it's probably healthiest to go all plant-based if you can.
You'd recommend everybody be 80, 90% plant-based.
Correct.
Like
90% or more plant-based. If you have to use animal products, there's some medical reason why you thrive better with it, keep it to a small amount in the diet, because there's so much benefit from all the plant material, the phytochemicals you're going to eat. So these keto and carnivore people thinking it's okay to take all these phytochemicals out, which they actually criticize the phytochemicals as being, as being negatives and things, because they told them they are anti-nutrients, they bind nutrients, they are, they have so they actually, people think just eat meat. Well, that's a hypothesis that's been disproven, because we follow people on high meat diets and every study that's done so shows shorter lifespans. We have the data, and the only data they can produce are short chain studies where people got, soft endpoints, like they lost weight, their diabetes looks better, they're feeling better, they're stronger. Those are soft endpoints. A hard endpoint means you go to death and you see how long the person lived and what they died of. And all the hard endpoint studies show shorter lifespans with people trying to control their soft endpoints with high meat intake. It's like, you could lose weight smoking cigarettes. You could lose weight taking all the carbohydrate out and just eating meat. Your diabetes numbers might look better, but that doesn't mean you're going to live longer doing that. What's the data on people doing that till to the end of their life? How long did they live? And they didn't live very long.
Society has taught us if you eat muscle, you build muscle. But when you eat food that has protein in it, whether it is meat, whether it is a legume or tempeh, the body doesn't just absorb that protein. First, it breaks it down into amino acids, and then they get absorbed into the bloodstream. They're not tagged, that leucine came from pork and that leucine came from tempeh. No, at that stage, they're just amino acids. It doesn't matter where they came from. An edamame bean isn't going to build muscle as good as a piece of steak. That's a myth, and I understand how it kind of feels intuitive. But when you understand the physiology, you realize that that's not a fear that we need to hold. What's important is that you're getting enough of those 9 essential amino acids into circulation.